China enters Iran-Israel war. A strategy to trap India or an economic compulsion? When war breaks out between two nations and the sound of gunfire starts shaking global diplomacy, the sudden tilt of a third country toward one side sparks a fresh tale of suspicion and strategy. That's exactly what has happened in the ongoing deadly conflict between Iran and Israel. While the world's eyes were fixed on missiles and explosions, China silently made its move. It not only sided with Iran but also sent a clear message to India, the US, and Israel all at once. China won't just be a spectator anymore. The question is, was this China's economic compulsion to save its slowing economy, or a grand strategy to counter India? In times when the world burns in the flames of war, diplomatic moves can be the deadliest, and China's action is one of them. Today, we'll dive deep into this issue. But before that, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. Now let's begin today's discussion without delay. Let us tell you that the ongoing war between Iran and Israel since 13th June has created a stir on the global stage. Amidst this, China's top diplomat Wang Yi held talks with his Iranian counterpart in Tehran. China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed the meeting, stating that 𝐮𝐸𝐴𝐸 briefed China about the war situation. During the discussion, 𝐟𝐸𝐺 thanked China for its support and understanding, and also stated that China could play a significant role in promoting peace and stability in the region. The statement made it clear China is now openly siding with Iran. But the question is, was this just a diplomatic formality or part of a deeper Chinese strategy that could disrupt the regional balance? China's stance isn't exactly surprising, but it is certainly concerning. India's relationship with Israel today is extremely strong and strategic, from arms purchases to cyber defense, agri-tech, and national security. Israel has become one of India's most trusted partners. On the other hand, India's relationship with Iran is historically rich but has been strained in recent years. Now, with China openly supporting Iran, especially at a time when Iran is already under fire for allegedly supporting terrorism, it's clear that the dragon's policy is tilted against India. This is the same China that also supports Pakistan on almost every front. In short, weakening India's allies while empowering its adversaries, that is the core of China's geopolitical strategy. China's support for Iran isn't merely political, it is deeply strategic and economic. A significant portion of China's economy depends on Iranian crude oil. Nearly 15% of China's oil imports come from Iran. But more importantly, China buys this oil at heavily discounted rates. This is why Beijing cannot afford to risk damaging its ties with Iran's current regime. In 2021, China and Iran signed a 25-year cooperation agreement under which China committed to invest approximately $400 billion in Iran's economy. In return, it would receive oil at preferential prices. This investment is not just about energy security. It forms a key pillar of China's strategic presence in the Middle East. This raises a serious question. Will the money from this cooperation go solely toward Iran's development, or will part of it be funneled into military organizations accused of spreading terrorism? Groups like the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps are gaining strength, indirectly, with China's backing. China may not openly admit this, but its economic actions speak louder than words. This is not just an oil deal, it lays the groundwork for a broader security and military partnership. And such developments could further destabilize the region, with direct consequences for India and its allies. Gordon Chang, senior fellow at the US-based Gatestone Institute, recently stated in a CNN interview that China is not just buying oil from Iran, it is also supplying weapons. Terror groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis are reportedly in possession of a significant cache of Chinese arms. Moreover, the microchips used in many of Iran's weapons are also sourced from China. This is not just trade, it's a form of diplomatic warfare, where guns become part of the strategy long before they are ever fired. This clearly proves that China's policy is no longer confined to economics, it is actively expanding its military influence as well. Now, it's important to understand that the consequences of China's support don't just affect India or Israel, they could backfire on China itself. If Iran suffers severe damage in this war, China may face a disruption in its supply of cheap oil. If there's a regime change in Iran and a new government aligns with the US and starts trading in US dollars, China could lose $20 to $30 billion annually. In other words, this alliance isn't one-sided, it's a necessity for China too. It can neither distance itself from Iran nor turn a blind eye to its missteps. This is the dilemma of their relationship, one that carries heavy strategic and economic risks. China's role in the Middle East is no longer that of a balancing power, it has now clearly taken sides. This marks a major shift in its foreign policy. Once calling itself non-aligned or neutral, China now appears to be supporting organizations that are widely accused of spreading terrorism. For India, this is particularly concerning because on one hand, China sits with India at global forums like BRICS and the SCO, while on the other, it aids India's adversaries. This dual-faced approach presents a serious new challenge for Indian foreign policy. China's move isn't just tactical, it's strategic, and India will need to respond with careful consideration. In this scenario, India must further strengthen its foreign policy. China's behavior signals that it wants to expand beyond being a regional power and exert global influence, but the path it has chosen is one filled with confrontation. India, therefore, must collaborate more deeply with its trusted allies to build a robust strategic and economic framework that can counter China's expansionist ambitions in the Middle East. This strategy shouldn't be reactive, but a long-term vision that positions India as a more stable and powerful player in global geopolitics. The escalating conflict between Iran and Israel is no longer just about those two nations. It's part of a larger Cold War, with China, India, the US, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Europe all making their own moves. In this context, China leaning toward Iran is not merely about oil and trade. It could be a calculated effort to undermine India's strategic strength. This is a message that China has now fully embraced a confrontational approach, and India can no longer afford to be a silent observer. It must respond decisively.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.